All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Glad you're hanging out with us here in the Arctic Air Studios. And goodness gracious, heavens to Betsy. God bless. If you're in West Texas today, you need some Arctic air. It got a little bit warm, but you know what? I'm being told right here in my ear, oh, it's summer and it's in West Texas and it gets hot. Yeah. Shocking news to all the fake meteorologists around the country who are out there saying, wait, we've never seen anything like this. This is crazy. This has obviously got to be your fault because you're driving a truck. No, it's just summer. It's what we do. All right, we got a lot of stuff going on in the Arctic Air Studios tonight. Brought to you by the Reserve Culinary Tavern. They're on 103rd and Quaker. Great brunch on Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 2, but just during the week, 3. They open at 3 in the afternoon, so you can have a little happy hour. Then you can invite your sweetie over and have a great dinner. Eclectic menu. Chef Willie cooking up some cool stuff. Also, my Thacker jewelry. Here's the deal for a lot of our audience. I don't know, we've got some guys who maybe this is the wedding season, and it is. And if you don't have your wedding ring yet, well, it's a little bit late. But it's anniversary season too. And maybe you go over there and you earrings or necklace or something. They'll get you taken care of. You tell them, heard about it in Raiderland. You tell them thanks for being great supporters of Raiderland. Thacker Jewelry, West Texas legend, waiting for you out there. United Supermarkets takes care of all the communication, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook, or on Twitter. And we welcome all of you. And this is where we tell everybody who's watching right now, let us know the audio is good, the video is good, and everything else. All across the platforms, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, just chime in and say, hey, we're good to go. Let's rock and roll. Let's have, even if you don't got nothing else to say, if you can do that and then share it with your friends, we're good. All the Western wear, 177 mile outside the West Loop, Boot City on 19th Street. This is an older shirt of mine, but I love it so much I can't get rid of it. And I know you guys will understand this if you have a. This is a George Strait, I think it's a George Strait collection. Anyways, you take it to the cleaners, over the years, and maybe they fade a little bit. I actually like this even more now after it's got a little starch to it. I don't even have to hang it up anymore. I just set it over in the corner when it comes back from the dry cleaners. Boot City will take care of you. Cody Woods and his great people out there. All right, so let's do this tonight in 3, 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com. You went to the website earlier today at TheRaiderland.com. You were sounding off on overrated, underrated, rated right Wednesday. We were talking, one of the things, okay, I'm not going to do all of them, but here's one I want you guys to sound off on. Is it overrated, underrated, or rated right? Chili, like chili dogs, like chili, hot chili, big old pot of chili. Chili in the summertime versus chili in the wintertime. Overrated, underrated, or rated right. There are a lot of chili cook-offs, obviously, in the summer. But there's a lot of people that, like, the first time it gets cold, they're making a big old pot of chili. So which is it? When is chili season? Is it this time of year, the dead of summer, even though we just started it? Or later on, overrated, rated right, and underrated. Now, you guys give me topics, and we haven't done this enough on Wednesdays, and maybe this summer we'll get it going. You can bring me topics, and I'll tell you whether it's overrated, underrated, or rated right. Anything, sports or otherwise. Hi there, James. Glad you're there. Craig, the talking box is indeed on. The talking box is so on. Or it's just the talking box is on. Chris, they're on YouTube, thanks to United Supermarkets. It's on. So there you go. Doesn't matter as long as there aren't any beans in it, says Craig, talking about the chili. I'm a no-bean guy. I've mellowed out over the years. Hey, do your chili the way you want to do your chili. Mine will never have beans in it. That's just the way it goes. As Captain Call said, Mexican strawberries ain't getting any better tasting. Anyways, topics tonight. And this is hello to my friend General Mitchie Moss at Bad Pete Moss on Twitter. I hope you're watching. You know, he's probably not. He'll probably see this on the replay. He's a legend on VSiN. He follows, Follow the Money, which is their morning show on VSiN with Polly and Mitch. And it's a great show. Anyways, he asked us today on Twitter about, where would you send us in Lubbock? Do you got any places to go? I said, well, baby, let's open this up to the people. So I ask you tonight, one of our topics tonight, where do you send folks when they come to Lubbock who either haven't been here in a while, never been to Lubbock, the hole-in-the-wall places, the not-so-hole-in-the-wall places, eat, drink, fun, be merry? I said, we got, of course, some of these are my clients. I mean, hell yeah, I'm going to give Gators Bayou a shout-out. Hot Cajun food, cold drinks, great patio, games always on, audio when it's available. And my man there at the Reserve, thank you, Nick, Chef Willie, great food, and you can watch the game there. It's not a sports bar, but you can still watch the games. I'm going to send them there. And I said, if you're doing just a general restaurant, you want some Mexican food, let's go over to Abuelo's. Let's go to the Standard. Let's go to a Second and Quaker. But I ask you tonight, because I hope General Mitchie Moss is watching, at Bad Pete Moss on Twitter. You guys follow him. He's good. He's fun. It's really cool. Even if you're not into whole sports betting, wagering, or otherwise, just give him a follow tonight at Bad Pete Moss. Everybody who's watching this, if you're on Twitter, hit him up and say, hey, thanks for jumping in. I said, hey, at Bad Pete P18 Moss. Good people. There you go. The Shack, always a must visit. We're talking BQ on 19th Street going north out towards the old Clovis Highway. James rocking on with the little Gators Bayou. Spanky's and Brian's Steakhouse. Brian's is back up and running. I have not been since they got back up and running. Anybody been? Are we good? It's all good? I assume it's all good, CJ, chili is good anytime with or without beans. Is it? I mean, this time of year, when it's really hot outside, all of a sudden a big old thing. I don't want to be sitting there throwing down in the kitchen a big old thing of chili. Now, maybe if we're outside with the right amount of lubricant and beverage, maybe. But I will discuss with Sia right here that chili to me seems to be more of a wintertime meal for me. That's me. Craig gives us a thumbs up, and we have no idea why. That's cool. You guys on Twitter, we want to hear from you. Where's our Twitter people? We got a ton of people on Twitter. Tonight we're talking about where would you send people when they come into town? Where do you send people who want a taste of Lubbock, a taste of West Texas? Where do you send them? Only make chili in the winter, says Craig. Yeah, summers are for a Wolf brand chili in a microwave. Ew. I can't even do the microwave chili. No. Rudy's Barbecue. They have such a great business plan. They've adhered to it for over 30 years now. Very simple. Don't do too much. Simple sides. Don't get too crazy. We love them. We did the Williams and Hyatt show, for those of you who remember, years in Lubbock, from about maybe 05 or 6 when they opened to 12. Every Monday night, buy one get one free Chinese sandwich. Here's Rudy's Barbecue. James, I prefer a potential drink sponsor first in the summertime before chili. Yeah, there you go. I understand. Hey, Shiner, anytime you want to jump on here, it's cool. Ike's is really good too. Yeah, Ike's right across from Abuelo's. That's part of the Curtis Jordan family of restaurants. They've got Cadillac Jack's or whatever it is down Slide. Obviously, they got Cujo's. Then you got Teddy Jack's. I'm leaving one out. I think you got them all. Good stuff, really good. And they got the good old patio there at Ike's, which, if you're old enough, that's the old Zucchinis, for those who are just jumping in. General Mitchie Moss, if you are joining live, if anyone can get a hold of him and say, hey, we're talking about things you need to go to, Where would you send people in Lubbock, first time or otherwise, coming in and out of town? Watch games, all that stuff. You send people to Tom and Bingo's, can't do it anymore. Shut down. Second generation. Was it second or third? I think it was third. Hated to see it. Understand how it happens. James, Lone Star Oyster Bar? Lone Star? Slider 34th. They're both still there. The one guys by Tech are Big Papa B's for pizza, says Chris. Where the hell are my Twitter people? What are you guys doing tonight? You can get in thanks to United Supermarkets and Market Street. They're the ones who support Texas Tech. They're the ones, when you go shop there, your dollars circulate back to Texas Tech, as opposed to another grocery store in town where your dollars go down to help hire Jim Schlossnagel. Schlossnagel? Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that. Let's do this now. Let's pivot a little bit. Keep it coming. Kegels, says Randy. Yeah, still out there. Keep it coming on places you send people, where you would send people to watch a game. Sports bars, otherwise. Hey, I'm not a sports bar guy these days. The younger people that are watching this, you guys are probably more in tune with that. That's cool. Jump in, throw it out there. Get the sports bars in, The original on 34th. Yeah. Yo, what's up, Damon? Yo, what's up? What's up? The Twitter people maxed out yesterday. They were rocking and rolling. Plainview McDonald's or a cemetery in Snook, Texas, if you're the athletic director at the University of Texas named Chris Del Conte. All right, here's the question I've got for you tonight. I'm serious about this, and I hope people, didn't give up if you're Aggie fans or UT fans or whatever, or Tech fans or otherwise. And this is a legit question. And we're going to have a legit conversation now, as opposed to everything else, which has been illegitimate to this point. Can we agree with that? Illegitimate conversation. Is Jim Schlossnagel a bad guy, or is he merely a product of the current system of college athletics? Former TCU, Texas A&M, and now current Texas baseball coach. Lampooned, roasted, scorched for leaving A&M hours after losing to Tennessee in the national championship game. Mere hours after saying, I took this job for it to be my last job. And then he takes another job. Hours after riding on a bus back to College Station, to the campus with his players, and saying, we really didn't. Is he a bad guy, or is the system bad? Is this a don't hate the player, hate the game? Because I can give you numerous opportunities and examples of other coaches. Now, it may not be as pronounced as going from A&M to Texas. That is, epic. But we talked about Chris Del Conte, his former boss, and all that stuff. We talked about that. So is he a bad guy, or is the system bad? You tell me. You tell me what's wrong here. And a lot of people are going to say, well, he, said things to the media. He did. What would you say? And I don't know how many people we have on here who've ever had a $2 million job dangled in front of them while they were at their current workplace. What would you say? Have you ever changed jobs? I know a lot of people are going to say, I wouldn't do that. And I wouldn't say, well, you've never been in that position. And I'm going to stop right here and say, I am not 100% at all excusing Schlossnagel's behavior otherwise. I want to get your comments, your feedback, your thoughts on what we've watched. And everybody's saying it's wrong, it's bad, it's dysfunctional. You tell me why. You tell me why and how it's coming about. Now, I think the hypocrisy is when you have a guy like Schlossnagel do this and then bemoan NIL and transfer portal. Don't get to do that anymore. Coaches, shut your mouth on that. All of you have changed jobs. All of you, every coach who has moved up has left a job for a better job just like every player who has hit the portal is trying to get a better job. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. So let's not play that card anymore, Coach. That's dead. But if Schlossnagle is bad, why is he bad? Tell me. Chris, he's not a bad guy for leaving, but the way he handled it with a reporter came off bad. Yeah, I agree. What would you say, though? Have you ever been, Chris, have you ever been asked by anybody anywhere about changing jobs, and what are you going to do? Damon says A&M is feeling the way Texas Christian did a few years ago. Yeah, when he left TCU to go to A&M. James, I don't trust the CDC. I don't trust them either. They were wrong on COVID. They were wrong on bird flu. They were wrong on AIDS. They've been wrong on basically every major medical issue we can look at in this country in the last 50 years. They have gotten people killed because of their hubris and their unaccountability. Couldn't agree more with James on the Center for Disease Control. Chris, I can't really blame a guy for taking more money, but a graceful exit is important. How do you do the graceful exit? What is the graceful exit? Monday night in Omaha saying, hell yeah, talking to them for the last 2 weeks. Can't wait to get my ass out of this sorry situation. Got my money, moving on, taking a bigger budget, and we're going to go. Jared, we all know Texas has deep pockets. Everyone has a price. Just didn't take Del Conte long to find what price is right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, CDC Persian as well. Oh yeah. I like Chris Del Conte, and you would love him if he were your athletic director because he is ruthless. He will do anything to make where he works better. He made TCU better at a time when TCU wasn't getting better. Go back and look at what TCU did when he was there. Are you paying attention to me? Are you listening to me? If he were your athletic director, you'd love him. If you were a Texas fan, you'd absolutely love him. He is ruthless. He does not care. What is his one mission? To make wherever he's working, and he is a freaking mercenary soldier, 100%. Just like everybody in college sports is today. A mercenary soldier. Did Kirby Hogan go to Texas Tech? No. No, he didn't. Do you think he's a Red Raider? Do you? I think he's a great employee. I think he does great things for Texas Tech because that's who pays him money to do great things. And if he wanted to do something somewhere else, I wouldn't begrudge it, anything else. But you guys, and we posted this on Twitter, on Facebook, I think, one of our pages last night. You guys need to understand, you fans, you see it one way. Everybody else involved in the game is working. It's a job. It's what they do. It's how they feed their family. They're not Longhorns. They're not Red Raiders. They're not Aggies. They're not Mustangs. They're not anything. They have a job to do, which I think is probably what a lot of you guys do. You have a job to do. Do you have loyalty to your business? Unless you own it. I own my business. It's a different deal. But you guys who have jobs, tell me more about what you owe your business. Different deal. CJ Money talks, BS walks. You know. Chris says, hey, he probably should have said something along the lines, I'm focused on my players. The berating of the porter was a bit much. I agree. And that's because he's a jackwagon. Now, he can both be a jackwagon. Jim Schlossnagle can be a jackwagon. As Mark Finkner would say, my favorite Finkner saying, jackwagon. He's jackwagon. He won't bring himself to us. I will. Won't hear. But jackwagon. Yeah. So he can, so you can do that. That's frustration. That's knowing you've been lying to everybody, including your players, for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks almost. So you're going to lash out. If Schlossnagle really wants to, be a human being, and again, when I ask this question, is he a bad guy or is he a product of the system? I'm not ruling out the aspect that he's a bad guy, but why is he a bad guy? Now, if he really wants to be a human being, he should reach out to that young reporter and say, hey, sorry. He won't. That's okay. We get it. As Terrell Owens once said, bring your popcorn when UT and A&M face off in all sports. Yeah, looking forward to it. Love it. We could probably do a show on the teams you love to watch hate each other. Your favorite, not rivalries, but teams you just sit back and turn it loose, baby. Love watching you hate each other. Like the the Las Vegas Raiders and the now Los Angeles Chargers. Sign me up. Yeah, the whole staff went, Jared. Every single one of the higher ranking staff, the top 4 assistants, every single one of them. And the reports are that they had been talking about this since before the regional tournament started. A&M could take a while to make it to the CWS finals again if everyone's gone. And then top 3 players, what was it? Jace Laviolette yesterday. A&M tweeted, A&M is where people go. You want to go here? Anybody hitting the transfer portal, blah, blah, blah. And then today, yeah, I'm in the transfer portal. I'm out of here. I think the top 3 players, at least in the lineup that were eligible to come back for A&M, have hit the portal. Do you want them? We take them. If you're a Tech fan, would you take them? I don't know. As a Red Raider, it's nice to be on the sidelines with this one. Yeah, it's fun. So I said we could do a whole show on teams you love to watch hate each other. Auburn and Alabama. Texas A&M is going to, hey, knock out. And now you're back in the same conference. And now A&M can't go anywhere. They're stuck. They got to live with it now. I do kind of feel for the Aggies every now and then. I do have a soft spot in my heart. I'm not going to lie. I have no love for Texas. University of. No love whatsoever. With A&M, there are a lot more commonalities between A&M and Texas Tech people, rural, ag, you name it. A lot of the kids that go to both of the schools could go to either school, depending on where they live or whatever. Take the athletics out of it. I know it's hard to imagine, people, that there's more to college than athletics. There's a lot more commonality over the years, decades and otherwise, with Tech and A&M people. There really is. Man, this one's just kind of fun to watch. Didn't Dallas Braden go to A&M? No. Would Tadlock welcome him back if available? Dallas Braden is 40 years old. You talking about Micah Dallas? Yeah, he's like 35 years old. Did you see the CDC tweet of a pic of a graveyard? Yeah, that was in Snook, Texas. Y'all know where Snook is? Snook, Texas, by the way, if you go back and look, 2A, 1A and 2A, Texas track and field history, 1970s into the 1980s. Snook, Texas won the state championship in track and field every freaking year. Some of the coolest things I saw going to the state track and field championships in Austin with my dad as a track coach was watching Snook run. So, yeah, CDC, I can't go into College Station. We're going to go over there to Snook and meet at the cemetery. Next level stuff, really. I got to give it up for him. Next level stuff. We're going to go to the Snook Cemetery. Why would nobody recognize you there without getting into any racial, cultural, or otherwise? Actually, I think a lot of people will be going, What's this cracker doing here at Snook in the cemetery at 9 in the morning? Meanwhile, yeah, Michael Dallas, he's been gone for a while. Sips and Land Thieves, the rivalry a lot better through the 70s and 80s. Lots of fights. Night before in Dallas. It was good. Throwing TVs out hotel windows. Collier, David Collier. Good to see you. Getting in right before we get out tonight. So do we think we got two things going on here tonight? Where would you send folks who come in from out of town? My man, General Richie Moss, I hope you watch this. And you guys can keep commenting on our Twitter page at Ryan Hyatt Media. You find that, give them places to go, hole in the wall, everything else, whatever, that's cool. And I don't want to stop you, but I mean, we got like 5 or 7 or 8 more minutes to go. And then is Jim Schlossnagle a bad guy, or is he a product of the system? Is he just, this is the way it works now? You don't like it. You don't want it to be that way. But every coach you got, for the most part, you've taken from somebody else. They've left another program, if they're any good, at least as a head coach. Now, Texas Tech fans are sitting there going, well, we got an assistant from here. We got an assistant from here. Yeah, I get it. I understand it. I truly do. He took a better job. Yeah. There's always a buyout. Have no idea what the buyout would be. And Texas doesn't care. All right, let's just, it don't matter what. They just paid 70% of the salary to David Pierce at $1.2 million. Do you really think they were worried about like a $6 million buyout? They don't care. The money ain't the big deal. Yeah, he handled the presser wrong. But I'll say this: if he comes out and handles the presser right, then people would say it's wrong. Oh, hell yeah, I pick up the phone every day. People calling me, I can't wait to look for my next job. Well, of course I've been talking at the University of Texas. They've been talking about firing Pierce for the last month. Why would I not talk to it? Now, he handled it wrong because he lashed out at a young kid. That's where he handled it wrong. But there's no right answer there. And as much as, again, I'll say this, and I don't know how many of you folks out there have ever been in a position to be asked publicly, are you entertaining another job? Have you been talking to somebody else about leaving your job? We understand there's a great opportunity for you down the street. Would you like to comment on that? Most folks are never in that position. Most folks live a life of anonymity. And good for you. I know that's what you meant. I'm smarter than your co-host. So, most folks are never in that position, so it's easy to lash out. And I'm not defending him at all. I'm saying, what answer did you want? What do you want from those coaches? I think it's just part and parcel and product of the system. Now, that said, I think Schlossnagle is a straight-running dumbass. Everything I've said tonight, he's a straight-running dumbass. I think he could have handled this better in almost every fashion when he left TCU, when he goes to A&M. But you know what? The game rewards the game. It doesn't matter. 100%, it doesn't matter. So he's playing the game. He's playing the game the way you guys have set it up. What do you mean you guys have set it up? The way you fans have set it up, the way you pay for it, the way you send your money into the Red Raider Club, to the Aggie Club, to the Longhorn Club, the way you buy tickets, everything else. Everything you do, you don't quit when people do things like this. You don't stop your money. You don't stop your money. Chris on YouTube. This is like an old Ask Coach Hyatt. I like this right here. Coach Hyatt, your rival, just let go of their coach. Do you have any comments? I don't blame them. I don't blame them one bit. They couldn't beat me. They'd do better off if they would hire me, but good luck trying to hire me. You come at me with a bunch of money and maybe some good Mexican food, everything else, we might have a conversation. But I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I would have fired him too. Can't beat me. Sorry ass coach. What's the next question? Now, seriously, imagine that. Imagine that response if Schlossnagel gives that in the media room, and me and David Collier have been in that little bitty media room there in Omaha numerous times over the years. Can you imagine that? That if Schlossnagel looks out, and whoever asks the question, I'm going to say Kendall Rogers just because, Kendall. And he says something like that. Oh my God, people be freaking out. Be a great answer, though. Hell yeah, they fired him. They just barely made the NCAA tournament. God, all the resources they have. We just went and played for a national championship, a couple of outs away. God dang, I'd fire him too. I'd hire my ass. Nah, at least I was honest. Yeah. Any news on Micah Hudson rehab ankle? Way off subject. I have not heard anything on that. All I've heard, and unless Collier is hearing something different, the last I think I heard on that is they expect him to be 100% full go come early August when they actually start doing quasi football drills with t-shirts and helmets and bad football pants on. That's all I've heard. That there's no degradation as far as a timeline on him being able to be ready to go in August. So there you go. I ain't worried about that. I think he'll play. He'll start game one. He'll probably be pretty good. Not wearing the green white checker right now. And if Collier's heard something different, he'll tell you at 10 o'clock tonight. Don't answer it. Don't answer it right now. Collier, just tease it and say, I'll tell you at 10 o'clock tonight. He's actually got gangrene. He's barely limping around on one leg. It's awful. Sheesh. At Bad Pete Moss is General Mitchie Moss, who got the topic started today about where you would send people if they were coming into Lubbock. Please follow him on Twitter. He's good people. I'm not telling you guys to like blowing up like bad. He's great people. Everything else. General Mitchie Moss, part of our VSIN family out there. Tell him thanks for jumping in. And then seriously, you guys can get a thread going. Replay people, all the replay people, all the replay people. We love you. Everybody who's watching right now, give the replay people a great shout out and tell them thanks. But yeah, at Bad Pete Moss is the Twitter handle. General Mitchie Moss, asking about places to go in Lubbock. I don't know if he's coming here, if he's running from some sort of trouble, which would not surprise me. That he's looking for a safe house in West Texas. If you guys can offer him a safe house for a couple of months, maybe that's what Mitchie Moss is looking for there. But we thank him for jumping in today, and that gave us this. No, we will not believe the update you have. Details at 10. All right, I got to hit this deal. It ends the broadcast. We do this. Collier, you're not going to tell him, are you? I wouldn't tell him. I wouldn't do it. See you tomorrow.